Yeager, and this is my presentation on the Progressive Era. So politics in the Progressive Era were dominated by large trusts, which are similar to corporations of today. Labor was trying to organize because of the low wages and poor working conditions. Voter suppression was common by making people pass literacy tests, pay poll taxes, and many other tactics. The Jim Crow laws were passed in the southern states to keep the African Americans segregated and poor. Women's suffrage movement became strong, winning the right to vote in 1920. And this picture is showing you how big corporations were greedy, how they wanted to keep money for themselves, how they didn't care about the workers, and how basically if a worker died, they would just get replaced like an old machine. So living conditions. The living conditions during the Progressive Era were very bad. Sometimes entire families lived in a straight, single-roomed with no plumbing. People were moving from the farms in the rural areas into large cities because of factory jobs. And this picture here is basically showing you how families lived in a single room and how crowded and just how poor they were. So working conditions. People worked long hours, sometimes 12 to 14 hours a day. Wages were very low, sometimes for little as 9 cents an hour. The best steel mill jobs paid up to 25 cents an hour. Their working conditions were very crowded and dangerous. No safety laws or regulations. Today we call these people the working poor, and child labor was a real thing, and it was basically how children went to work instead of going to school. So in this picture here, it's basically showing you how children spent their days, how children had to run these big machines and how dangerous it was. This little boy here is wearing no shoes and his hand is very close to the belt. If it were to get caught in the belt or something bad would happen, he could seriously die. So the social life during the Progressive Era was very limited. People worked long hours and were very exhausted at the end of the day. Movies were probably one of the most affordable kinds of entertainment. Sound movies were not included yet. People would go for walks in the evening and would listen to music. Food and health. Grocery stores like the ones we have today did not exist. There was open air markets and small family stores. There was also regulation on how meat was slaughtered, butchered, and kept. Refrigeration had not been invented, and people had to depend on ice. Ice was delivered to people's homes just like Amazon or UPS. And this picture here basically shows you how meat and animals were cooked and boiled. So race relations. In the South, the Jim Crow laws were passed to keep blacks segregated and poor. Large number of African Americans moved into the northern cities from the rural South looking for better paying jobs. Prejudice was very common in the North and the South, and there was also prejudice against immigrants. So in this picture here, it's showing you how people made fun of the Irish and how they made fun of what they ate. So my character is Alice Elizabeth O'Sullivan. Hi, I'm Alice Elizabeth O'Sullivan. I was born in County Cork, Ireland. I was born on January 17th, 1889, and I'm 17 years old. From family background of mine, I'm the oldest of 8 children. I'm one of 6 girls. My parents were potato farmers that struggled to survive after the Great Potato Famine. My family immigrated to the United States in 1891 when I was 2 years old. This is a picture of me and my family. This is my mom, my dad, there's me, and there's my siblings. So living conditions. We were fortunate to have our own apartment in New York. We currently live in the Bronx. It is we only have 2 rooms, and the bathroom is down the hall, and we have to share it with 2 other families. Here's a picture of our fire escape and basically our backyard. My occupation. I'm a mill worker. I'm in a factory that produces cotton cloth. I work 12 hours a day and make 9 cents an hour. With the money I make, I'm able to help my family pay rent and pay for groceries. Sometimes there's enough money left over where I can go see a movie. Current events that I'm interested in. So 2 of my current events that I'm interested in are the Boston Marathon of 1906 was won by Tim Ford. And I read in the newspaper about a great earthquake and fire that killed 452 people out in San Francisco, California. Some memories of mine. One of my favorite memories is when I was 7 years old and New York Aquarium opened in Castle Garden in Battery Park. I was also excited and I love to go back whenever I can. I also love to go to the Coney Islands. I love to ride the carousel. So here's a picture of the Coney Islands carousel, and it's just like the one in Balboa Park. And the one in Balboa Park, for a fun fact, is one of the oldest ones in California, in the U.S. So some concerns of mine are about working conditions and the labor unions. I hope that we can form a union and be able to get a more pay and better working conditions. And there's also a large suffrage movement, and I dream of someday being able to vote for the President of the United States. Thank you.